put, you know, the turbo centers that you can get off eBay. So we have got a new phone as well, so if the quality of the video is better, then wicked. So yeah, but yeah, there's movement up and down. So, anyway, it's fubbed. See all the oil on it? The bearings inside have gone. So I spent, I think it was 80 quid on one of the Chinese centers off eBay. So that's what's in it now. So that's what is in it now. So you get a little bit there. I've not even started it up today. Obviously you get a little bit with them to allow movement, and then the bearing clearance is to be ever so slightly to allow the oil to go through. But yeah, a little bit of play there, but there's no lateral movement. We're just a little bit up and down on the bearings, which is end float or end play. But yeah, so I paint marked everything, took all the bolts off. The bolts were a little bit of a pain, rounded off one or two, but managed to get them. Paint marked them all, so I'll just keep my eye on them, just make sure they don't come loose. But built it all back up. Feed pipe was good. Drain pipe, cleaned that, put that back on. That was my repair for that pipe. MK5 transits, the pipe is on a loop and it goes back into the engine block, well, the cylinder head. But I've replaced this for a brass fitting. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. It was from a hydraulic place. This pipe could do with replacing, so I might look at that. We'll see. I've got a rocker cover gasket for it, so I'll redo the tappets as well. So as I was doing all that, I then broke because the plastic where the feed pipe pipe goes into the injector, they're only plastic, so be very careful if you're near them. I ended up breaking that, so this is a replacement injector. That one's a green dot injector. If you're into your transits, you know that the yellow dot injectors are the ones to have because they give you the most brake horsepower in these. Not sure what that is. This is the Lucas injection pump. It's the electronic one, it's not the Bosch, the mechanical where you can play about with it. Did the fuel filter last night, put a fresh oil filter on it, and so on this one, the sump plug rounded off on me quite a while ago. So as I've been doing the oil, I got one of them vacuum, you pump it up and it pulls oil out the dipstick. You can get some of it that way, but the way I've been doing it, so some of you will probably moan at me for this, but undo the oil filter ever so slightly, so there's a gap and oil will come out. Flick the key and allow the oil to get pumped out by the oil pump, and obviously you don't leave it running, you're just doing it at cranking speed to get rid of the oil out of the system. So did that, that's all done. So I need to do the rocker cover gasket next. So obviously, to make life easier, there's not an awful lot of red antifreeze in it. I know it's summertime now, but they run cool these anyway, but it's only cheap red antifreeze. So what I was thinking of doing is draining the coolant out of it. It means I can get rid of that pipe down there. Do the rocker cover gasket because we are leaking there. I sealed the fuel pump yesterday. I couldn't find the other one that I bought. That's either in the container or hiding in the unit somewhere. I've got the new panel for that to go on. So this is where we're up to now. So could do with a bit of welding. I'm going to order some new brake caliper flexes. So they go in there. There's a horseshoe clip there. Obviously undo your pipe first. These front pipes are good. When we rebuilt this, or at least sorted the bed out, I redid the pipes to the back anyway. Got the ball joint out. Back bolt was seized into it. So I had to bend that. I've got oxygen and propane, but I didn't want to burn through this. Was my only worry. So these slackened off for the arm. I have got the bushes for the arm, but it'll just be off the road sooner, so I'd rather plate up where I need to, put Rust-Oleum on it, paint it, and then mix some old engine oil with wax oil and spraying it, and it should be okay then. Got the new spring for it in the back. Gonna get new bushes for that. Not sure if it comes as the complete arm, but I also need D-link bushes because there is movement in it. There you go. So D-link bushes as well. We're having, there we go. That's what I did yesterday, but there is a slight miss on the van. Gutted really, because I don't think you can take them plastic pieces off to replace, because this was a decent injector, but there's a slight miss at idle now on this engine, so I'll have to find a better injector. Maybe it'll clean itself up if I chuck some injector cleaner in the tank or something. But they're the pads that these were on it when we bought the truck, because the trouble with buying old trucks is you always end up repairing what other people have messed up. So pads have got hot. Someone's put pads on discs, and then the pads have got hot because they can't bed themselves into the disc. That's why you can see all the shiny glaze on the pad, and in turn the pads got hot, heated up the glue that holds the friction material onto the steel backing plate, and it's starting to delaminate, so it wants pads. New tin of grease for the wheel bearing. Took the shock absorber off. That needs to go back on when I sort the engine stuff out, which is in a second. Wheel bearing, coil spring, broke coil spring, ball joint, C-stud, and better not do it. See all the disc. So that disc was advisory for last MOT. MOT is in September. I know we're quite a way away, but it comes round quick, so at least if I get it done now, we should be okay. I will not be able to do it. No. But yeah, that wheel bearing's gone anyway. Last time I just put more grease in the front bearing, packed it, and then tightened it up, but it's rumbling. Paint marks are still there on the back axle, so that's not moved. We are still off ever so slightly. My winch is still broken, just so you know. So, I don't think anyone's seen this in daylight, but yeah. So I'll put white paint marks just so I can keep an eye on making sure what's moving and what's what, because that flex pipe, if your axles move back, that will go very tight, and it's a bit iffy. So yeah, and you'll also notice that if you're on, like this is a 3-piece prop. Are we at? Yeah, 3-piece prop. you'll see the splines come out of that prop. If your axles move back. I put new tyre on there for the MOT. I think that front one's a new one. I have jet washed underneath. So yeah. So this truck to begin with, I think it had a hard life anyway. So my dad and my brother and me re-welded it all. So literally from, so you got a plate up there. I know the welds aren't brilliant, but it was a lot of welding. So if I get this done properly now, well, put plates where I need, welded up, sorted out, wax oil everything, should be okay. So box section, where did you start from? So it's either 5 or 6 mil box section was put in, ended up at the end there, ran all the way, because you'll see the red paint, which is car steel, bodywork steel, off a van I think it was. My dad was doing a camper. So that was done. The lips were made. I know they're not brilliant lips, but it weighs, I think we're on 2.4. Why is it that I noticed that there's things wrong with this truck? So when you have a recovery truck, if you don't stay on top of things like this and you get pulled over, someone's done that on purpose with a knife. To me that looks like that is anyway, but yeah. So we're gonna have to get a tyre for that. So this is the box section. This is, so my brother was using this for recoveries. Was he? It had massive ramps on it. So usually when this truck's loaded with heavy weight, and I mean like a Rover, I think it was a P600 or something like that, then front end lifts up, and also the Scudo vans, we've had one of them on here, it lifts up then, but it'll do Clios, Focuses, every day, all day type of thing. I added a leaf spring at the bottom, smallish one. New bushes in the leaf spring arms. Got new bushes there. Didn't get new bushes in the top shackle pin bushes. Didn't get them ones, but lower ones did. I need to sort the marker lights out. Need another tyre for that. I've got other bits and pieces actually. Got new door locks, new ignition barrel, new switches, so your column switches. I can't remember if I've mentioned that earth points on these vans not very good. So if you've got a truck that indicator flashes and the wipers, or at least the wipers work but your washers washer motor doesn't, then you need an earth from your battery to your engine. So the earths on this, I redid them all with steel crimp connectors. Get them from Tool Station if you're interested, and you can get the tool for crimping them. So I also put a new blower motor resistor on it, because that will also not work as well. So earth, body to battery, but then another one to the engine. I also had a new alternator, a new starter, I've already done the time belt water pump. What I did get was, so when we got it, this bracket was already like this, been doctored, and it's got quite a big belt on it, but it usually breaks the weld where the bolt is. But I need, this is what I got. I got. So that's meant to be the bracket for the alternator, but don't think it's long enough. I got a belt, and it was still too big. I needed a smaller belt for it to fit. Got the new flasher relays, the other bits and pieces in there. Oh. In case you're doing a transit and you're struggling for water hoses or connections, so these are aluminium or metal elbows, and I think there's different sizes. Some are 16, some are 16, 19 for different types of water pipe. You can get them. Website's called LPG Shop. If you're into your autogas stuff anyway, you'll know that website. Go on there, get some aluminium or metal connections, much better than the plastic ones, because the plastics go brittle, crack, same old thing, then you've got a water leak all over again. So yeah, also had issues with the turbo, and if you're running the electronic pump, you'll have a black connector that does coolant temp, but there's a temperature sensor in the back side with a thermostat housing. So as long as you got that back one, it runs okay. So you can discard that, and the white one plugs into the air box anyway for the temperature. So I tried an aluminium one. Fluctuated a lot with temperature. I think it just heat soaked a lot and bumped the temperature up, so it was a bit like, is the head gasket going, is it cooking itself? So put a normal plastic one on. These are prone for cracking and leaking. Same with this pipe, and that bit into the cylinder head is also prone for cracking. So yeah, that's it really. New radiator again after brother crashed it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think, because I'm boarded in here. I have got another video that I'll put on anyway. Still no further along with that. I had a really good Corsa. Brought up Lambda Sensor 1 as issue with its range, would go out of range. I was in work, brother took it to another garage diagnosed it as Lambda Sensor 1, replaced it. On the Corsas, Lambda sensor is in the top of the cat, pulled the sensor out and there's no cat in it. The insides have all gone. So put a second-hand cat on it, Lambda sensor, away you go. So yeah, that still needs building up. yeah, I think that's it. I'm trying to... That wants a gearbox and a clutch, because that won't start. Pedals to the floor. Something up with a box on that as well. This needs finishing off. Then it can be driven for a bit, sold. Then I've got a P12 prime mirror for a gearbox noise that wants the gearbox stripping and the bearings replacing. So I've got to do that. I've got Beatles, a beach buggy and a camper van to do, which I wanted to do and as projects for the channel. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So got that to do, Corsa to do. Had some number plate stickers made for the sales cars. Got some more flags from Warranty Wise, so they're up. If you follow my Instagram and Snapchat, I usually post on there quite a little bit anyway, so you usually find bits and pieces on there. Okay, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching.